And the USA Network presents main event, 10 rounds, undefeated super middleweights. Your referee, Frankie Santori. Introducing the judges at ringside, Jay Cassis, Fred Sowers, and Vincent Thomas. Presenting now first in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks, red trim and accessories, he weighs 156 3/4 pounds. He is undefeated in 24 professional bouts with 13 knockouts from the City of the Angels, Los Angeles, California, Glenn Tomas. His opponent in the red corner, wearing gold trunks, black trim, he weighs 163 pounds. He is undefeated in 18 professional bouts with 17 knockouts. He is ranked number 6 in the world by the WBA, number 4 in the world by the IBF, number 3 in the world by the WBC, and the prestigious Boxing Illustrated from Pensacola, Florida, Roy Jones Jr. 10 rounds, undefeated super middleweight.
Remember all the instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourselves at all times. Mouthpieces, good luck to both of you.
And Roy Jones Jr. for the first time goes into a corner without his father, Roy Jones Sr., now being trained by his former assistant Olympic coach, Alden Murkison, a friend of the family, and he is going through an adjustment period in that corner. Not doing anything different in the gym, but no concrete plans ahead as far as his trainer is concerned. Right now, Roy Jones is a free agent, and you're talking about one of the charismatic fighters in the game right now. You think he's getting some phone calls from promoters around the country?
And Roy Jones was my pick from the '88 Olympics to be the best of the professional fighters. I think he has the charisma and the ability to do great in this sport. He should be, right now, at a level of a Sugarweight heavyweight. And that's what he's frustrated about.
In 4 years since the Seoul Olympics, he has had 18 professional fights. Most young fighters are in a rush anyway. Jones right now looking at Glenn Tomas. Glenn Tomas should know that Jones, who had 17 straight knockouts before going the distance with Jorge Castro, the 2 previous fights against Art Serrano and Jorge Vaca, both those fighters pressed the issue early, and Jones knocked them out in the first round. We mentioned that because there seems to be a theme, a thread going through tonight's edition of Tuesday Night Fights. 3 fights, 3 first-round knockouts.
And it was from fighters that were advancing like Glenn Tomas says he's going to do tonight. He says he's going to work the body, cut off the ring, and try to slow down a flashy Roy Jones.
Well, if there's one fighter who could identify with Roy Jones, it is Glenn Tomas. He had been handled by Butch Lewis. He had gone through a 17-month layoff before his last fight a few months ago, and he was reorganizing. He felt that he was undefeated. He'd been with Butch Lewis for 5 years. He had no title fights. He wasn't in the top 10, basically an unnoticed fighter. And he wanted to move a little quicker. Took him 17 months to put his new team together. So 2 fighters who really could identify with one another. The only difference with Jones, it was his father.
Well, Glenn Tomas said that he just got lost in the shuffle. Of course, Butch Lewis, a lot of great fighters, some big names. At the time, pushing Maurice Blocker. That was back in October of '90 when Glenn Tomas decided that he needed other management. But over the last year, Glenn Tomas has had only 1 fight against Dave Dixon back in May, and that could give him some problems.
Inside 20 seconds to go in the first round.
In fact, that has been only 1 fight in the last 22 months for Tomas. activity that could show some ring rust in this match. And he's going up against a flashy, fast fighter.
But we get through the first. Packed house at the Bayfront Auditorium in Pensacola, Florida. And the talk of Pensacola is Roy Jones. Ever since he went over to the Olympics at Seoul, robbed of a gold medal, even though he was voted the outstanding boxer of the Olympics. And being brought along slowly, although Roy Jones right now a timeout on a low blow by the Heat, Glenn Tomas.
And there was a mouthpiece, actually a mouthpiece, Roy Jones in the corner. You know, part of, we talked about the dad being in the corner for Roy Jones. His dad in there knows what to do in the corner. He automatically reaches for the mouthpiece, puts it in right before they go out to the bell. Sometimes you change that corner and something just does not feel right. Here in this second round, Roy Jones came out in the round without his mouthpiece. Wisely, though, in their corner, Arthur Murchison threw that mouthpiece in to show the referee that Roy was fighting an out.
Glenn Tomas, who has been fighting over the middleweight level, over 160, but he's down to 156 3/4 against a heavier Roy Jones tonight. Tomas, who grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. He was trained there by Frank Stoner, who of course was a great trainer for Muhammad Ali and Jimmy Ellis and Greg Page, all the terrific fighters coming out of the Louisville area. And Glenn Tomas also was under his spell for a while.
Several of Glenn Thomas's idols, Ali, along with Jimmy Ellis. You know, coming into this fight, Glenn Tomas had little, if any, respect at all for Roy Jones. In fact, he said the only thing that he has to contend with is that Jones is a mover. He's got fast hands, but he says right now, Jones has a lot of problems. He says, this is my coming out party.
But you say, if Jones is having all these distractions, well, Tomas has to jump on him quickly.
Yeah, right from the opening bell. You have to make him feel those problems. Even though he's having those problems mentally, if you get right on top of him and give him a little bit of physical problems, they will compound because of the mental problems.
Tomas says he works off of other fighters' mistakes, and Jones, who likes to dazzle the crowd, doesn't make too many of them. Tomas says if he sits there, I'll bang with him. If he runs, I'll cut off the ring. But he knows he comes into this fight knowing that he has to chase Roy Jones. He has to stay there. Doesn't want Jones to hit and move. But Alton Murchison in the corner of Roy Jones has seen Glenn Tomas before. He had him in sparring with his own Donald Curry. And we'll tell you a little bit more about that in his scouting report on Tomas when we come back for the next round. Right now, we're going to pause for a word from your local cable systems. In the gold trunks is 18-0 Roy Jones. In the white trunks, 24-0 Glenn Tomas. And now Tomas getting Jones up against the ropes. Alton Murchison in the corner of Roy Jones. Knows Jones very well from the Olympic days. Murchison was the assistant Olympic coach. Now he has seen Tomas before when he sparred with his own Donald Curry. And Murchison feels that if Tomas does stay in front of Roy Jones, that he will have some big problems. He says that Tomas is durable, he can take a punch, but he is, in fact, not a big puncher himself. Doesn't have the power, to Murchison, to hurt Jones. He just doesn't think that Tomas has the skills and the finesse to deal with Roy Jones. Just not on his level.
Well, they saw him that time, and then also Glenn Tomas says they saw him fight in Mobile, Alabama, when Tomas fought Joe Goodman back in April of '90. He said that in that fight, Glenn Tomas was just slow. He was tired from traveling all the way from California, getting in, got in late, and he was just off his fight plan. So he said they are going to see a different Glenn Tomas tonight. And in the last round, that second round, at the end of it, Glenn Tomas did end it up well. The rest of the round, he had some problems. And look how fluid and loose Roy Jones is. That's why he's so difficult to hit. He gets in, he scores, and then he moves. And he is fast. The speed is power. The fast faster you can throw those punches, the harder they're going to be.
That talks about who's the best fighter in the world now, pound for pound, and you hear the names of Chavez and Norris and Julian Jackson's power, but you put this man right up there.
I think this man is the new wave of boxing right here. I think Roy Jones has the ability, if he can get it together mentally, I think he will be the sugar leonard of the next 5-10 years. He's that good. But you wonder if he can handle the pressure mentally. It's very hard when you get up to this level of competition. Everything's on your back. In fact, coming into this fight, Thomas said, hey, all the pressure is on Roy Jones. It's in front of his crowd. Pressure's not on me.
And there's going to have to come a time that Roy Jones also starts fighting outside of his hometown. Although the two fights against Serrano and Baca this year came in New York and in Nevada. 10 seconds left, and putting the pressure on is Roy Jones.
8 months off, he got the Val Vega Award for the best fighter there, and he received a gold medal from his hometown here in Pensacola, and he's got the fans behind him, so he took the time off to recuperate his body and his mind. Now he's trying to put it all together.
He had some big wins in his first few fights. Stefan Johnson, Ron Amundsen, had that early network exposure, had that charisma, but then he kind of disappeared from national view and his career stagnated, and that's part of what has frustrated Roy Jones. He was overly protected by his father. They stayed away from any alliances in the boxing world, and right now Roy Jones says he is ready to move on and move quickly. He says this fight, he looks at this fight as a fight in which he has everything to lose, and he doesn't want any fights anymore like this, although Thomas is now moving on in rounds against Roy Jones, but he says he wants his fights now to be meaningful. In other words, he wants world title shots.
And he wants them to be competitive. You take a look at this fight, every round he's done what he wanted to do. He hasn't really had to go out and figure out his opponent. He's basically so free and loose in there. These shots that he's landing, right on the mark, boom.
And now he is turning up the heat on Glenn Thomas.
He may be turning down the heat if Thomas keeps getting hit like that down the canvas. Thomas is just standing there taking those shots. You got to fall back against a guy like Jones.
Roy Jones is ripping away now. Names in front of him: Julian Jackson, James Toney, Reggie Johnson. Middleweight champions of the world. 1 minute left in the fourth. Last fight against Jorge Castro, who's ranked number 6 in the world. Middleweight division, 2 notches behind Roy Jones. It's the first time Jones was taking the distance. But for Jones, it was a good fight. He was pressed. He wanted to go 10. He's going to have to go 10. Get that experience before he moves into world championship competition.
And he wanted to prove to the world that he could go 10 rounds. He could go late. He also wanted in the later rounds to keep his composure. And you know what? What so many fighters do in their pro careers, they relate to amateurs. They're real strong in the first 3 rounds, then they fade in the last half of the fight. He did not do that when he fought Castro. He was as strong in the end as he was in the first. So many of the fighters come out of the amateurs, punch themselves out. Oh. Ouch, that'll punch you out. There's a low blow by Roy Jones. And down goes Glenn Thomas. He will take the rest.
Referee Frank Santuri commiserating with the fallen fighter. Seconds remain in the fourth round, but Thomas now will have the time he needs.
Again, in this fight, they are wearing foul-proof protectors, but occasionally they can slide on you. The best thing for Glenn Thomas to do is just what he's doing, walk it off, get those legs moving again. Here is, look for the left uppercut. right there, and there's no question. Leaning back on the ropes is Thomas, perhaps bringing his midsection up a little bit higher.
Jones turned it up in that fourth round, Sean.
Turned it up is right. Went a little low turning it up, and here is the left hook leaning over, trying to reach around those elbows of these fighters who are covering up in that shell like Thomas is doing. Is real dangerous because you can go a little bit too low, and Jones did in that round.
Glenn Thomas has accomplished something in this fight, taking Roy Jones into the fifth. Jones has been into the fifth round or past that on only 5 occasions, and this is 19th fight. Jones getting that jab out there, but now punched into the corner. He has a 3-inch reach advantage over Glenn Thomas. In our first fight tonight, Lionel Butler shocking Tony Tubbs in the first round. Time permitting, we will take another look at that fight that lasted just 3 minutes.
Shocking Tubbs and a lot of people, me included.
And Lionel Butler, who had a career opportunity going up against the former heavyweight champ, certainly an eye-opener around the country. People now will know who he is. And same thing goes for Glenn Thomas right here.
Good opportunity for him, but he cannot stand out at this distance against a fighter like Roy Jones. You got to smother Jones. Jones is too elusive to allow you to stand out in the end and pot shot him. Right here, Jones can pick you apart.
Besides Roy Jones on the mind, Glenn Thomas knows what this fight can do for him if he pulls off the upset. He lives in L.A. He says he's hungry. He's waiting for this opportunity all along. Certainly can open the door for money for his family, for his kids, and he puts it in vivid terms. He says, if I win this fight, I won't have to take a bus to work anymore. I could drive the car. But Glenn Thomas is going to have to turn up the heat, find ways to get in. Right now, it's a rollicking Roy Jones into this fifth round in total control. Although I may add, it appeared as if Tony Tubbs was in total control until the last 10 seconds of that first round.
He did good until he got hit, right? First heavy left hook that Lionel Butler threw. Landed and down went Tubbs. Too much control. As long as Roy Jones is in control of the fight, he's great. He'll wipe your clean. And I've given him every round so far. The right hand. Very pretty style for Roy Jones.
Jones pot-shotting the right, looking for the opening, showing you that quickness. That was nearly telegraphed, and it still got through. 10 seconds left in round 5. This one is scheduled for 10. Sixth round action. 2 undefeated middleweights. Roy Jones in the gold trunks with an 18-0 record, and Glenn Thomas in the white checks in at 24-0. Both fighters have built up their records. Jones took the first advance going up against Jorge Castro, but the same is not true for Glenn Thomas. No question, he is now fighting his most potent foe.
We talked about Glenn Thomas having only one fight over the last 22 months. Same period of time, Roy Jones has had 7.
Jones, of course, his father not with him in the corner for the first time in his career. But Alton Murkison, certainly a familiar person to Jones. It was his assistant coach in the Olympics.
Keep getting the in and out. Good pop shot with that right hand. Way to look. How you feel? All right, give me a little more this round, baby. Okay? A little bit more this round. Yeah. How you feel? Let's go. Looking like a champ. Good. What a towel, baby.
Murkison arrived 10 days ago when Jones made the decision that he would split with his father. But this is just an adjustment period. Nothing in stone between he and Murkison. Certainly needed somebody working with him right now, and that's part of the distractions for Jones. He has to decide. He's very familiar with Murkison, who he has worked with before, but Murkison has a wife, 4 children, and lives in Las Vegas, and it'd be very difficult for him to make a move to Pensacola. And I'm sure Jones will be inundated with the phone calls from trainers, from managers. He will hear from everybody, and he has to sort things out because this man is right on the threshold of a world championship fight.
Well, it's been said before, he is the hottest property in boxing today, and most people know it. People in the sport know it. You know, right now, Murkison wanted to have more pot shots. He wants him to keep frustrating Glenn Tomas. Tomas has gone into a shell now. Tomas isn't throwing any punches because every time Tomas throws a shot, he gets hit and Roy Jones moves. He misses him. And that's why it is so important to go with a stiff body attack early on your opponent. You go downstairs for a few rounds and they lose a lot of their movement. And it's easier to hit the big target of a body compared to a little target of a head.
Doubling up. Stumbling is Glenn Tomas. 10 seconds left in the 6th round. Closing in Roy Jones, who cannot be saved by the bell. And now Tomas giving some of it back to Jones as they exchange in the final seconds.
He's in a stocking place now. He feels he's behind. Just keep him on the end of your jab. Every once in a while, sit down. Go with a jab right hand, then go that strong left uppercut to the body. Okay? Keep him on the end of your jab. He's going to try to get some now, okay? He's going to try to get some. Keep your hands up on the inside.
Murkison knows what the game plan is. He says that Tomas is going to try to get you this round. He's going to come right after you. He tells Jones to stay, keep him out of the end of your jab. Tomas, they're telling him you got to fight. You cannot sit around, stand out on the end of the punches. You got to get on the inside and fight. Sometimes in this sport, there's nothing left to do except plant your feet and just start throwing punches.
That may have ignited Tomas. Tomas has gone 10 rounds only once. And like Jones in his last fight against Vincent Durham in March of this year, and that was his first fight in 17 months after breaking with Butch Lewis. He had previously fought 7 times in 9 months, very active fighter. Slowed the course.
That was the only time that Glenn Tomas has gone 10. In that fight with Durham, he said Durham was tall but came right after him. Said he would not go down. But he wanted to go 10 also, like Roy Jones wanted to go 10.
Well, this is only his second fight in nearly 2 years, taking the assignment of Roy Jones.
But you got to give him credit. You got to give him a lot of credit. He's still in there. He's still trying to fight. He's confused. But he's still trying.
What about Roy Jones approaching this fight? You know, Roy Jones isn't taking 7 rounds often.
No, not at all. But let's face it, this kid knows how to fight. He's been raised around this sport of boxing. He knows what he's doing inside the ring. He is still hearing that little voice, Roy Jones Sr., in the back of his head telling him how to control this fight. And he's following those instructions well. Now, at the end of that last round, another element that I believe Roy Jones is the next Sugar Ray Leonard. Do you see the charisma that he had at the end of that last round? How he was playing to the crowd? Very few fighters have that charisma that the crowd can sense. They can feel it if you have it. And it's something that you cannot learn. It is a God-given gift.
Jones in and out. He's carrying as much weight as he ever has, 163 pounds. Last fight he was 159. He's been as light as 154. I How do you think he's carrying that 163?
He's carrying it great. He's got his body looks like he's Greek god. He's terrific condition, great physical condition in this match. And the late rounds like this, 7th, 8th, 9th rounds are the ones that you really realize that you are in good condition. By the 7th round, you can usually see the 10th round distant over the horizon. Remember the right hand that he rocked Thomas with in the first round? I wonder where that right hand is now. Or if he's just wanting to go 10 once again.
USA's Tuesday night fights from Pensacola, Florida. Al Albert along with the champ, Sean O'Grady at ringside. This is only the 4th time in 19 fights that Roy Jones has been past the 7th round. But you may have hit on it on the final seconds of the last round, Sean. Is Jones once again looking for a workout, look to go 10 rounds?
He would never admit it, but he has recently had a little bit of trouble with that right hand. And even in the Castro fight, he hesitated throwing that hand. That may be the problem here.
Throws it there, straight right.
And those hands, when you have, all punchers have a lot of hand trouble. With those hands, once they get beat up, you're sparring every day, so they continue to get beaten up. It hurts a lot for you to hit your opponent with your fist. Many times it hurts him, but it hurts you more. I can remember in my own career thinking to myself, I hope my opponent ducks this punch because I know it's going to hurt me more than it hurts him. And once you get a problem with your hand, pull tendons, ligaments pull, they are sore for a long time. Not much they can do for them either. They take longer to heal than broken bones.
Neither fighters experienced in the late rounds. And one of them tonight will go out with the first blemish. Glenn Thomas, it appears, will have to pull off the shocker to win this one. Jones way ahead on the card, or at least on Sean O'Grady's card.
Oh, don't say that.
And I say the cards because mine agrees with yours.
That's worrisome. Remember my scorecards?
Remember it well.
Scary.
Inside a minute to go in the 8th round, pace slowing down. There've been a few flurries. But in essence, Roy Jones in control from the start. Roy Jones, father, not working the corner. Matter of fact, our understanding he is not here tonight. Does that suggest the bitter feelings? If there was a mutual agreement, should Roy Jones Sr. be here to show us? Oh, and now Jones! Over Thomas, looks like it ended here in the 8th. But Thomas ably battling back. Seconds remaining. How's he standing up? Cannot be saved by the bell. Santori will wave it off.
Great call. Great call by Frank Santori. Glenn Thomas was completely out of this fight. I had given every round to Roy Jones. The only chance for Thomas to win was by knockout, and he's only got 13 KOs in his 24 fights.
The heat burned by Roy Jones in the closing seconds. The punch appeared to be delivered right before the bell.
The punches, the one punch that started it, and then everything that Roy Jones had, he threw. Again, the charisma, the excitement of all those punches. Little reminiscent of Sugar Ray Leonard? Yes.
The explosion of Roy Jones at the end of the 8th round. And Glenn Thomas comes over to congratulate the only undefeated fighter in the ring right now. Thomas says, I gave it all I could.
And you give him credit. He did. He fought hard. He tried. He just was not in the league of a Roy Jones.
Exactly what Alton Murkison said in the corner of Roy Jones. So Roy Jones, without his father for the first time, continues his undefeated streak. We were talking about the fact that his father is not here. Another point I wanted to make, maybe Roy Jones Sr. is giving Junior some room, not here to overlooking his shoulder and Alton Murkison on this night, the first night without Senior.
And perhaps that showed in the corner, not the pressure of having your dad, trying to make everything perfect for your dad. This is the same man that you grew up with, and he wants to be, we all want to do good for our dads. We want to make our dads proud. Here he went out and just fought the way he knows how to fight.
Well, his dad isn't here, but he certainly still feels as if he's with family, several thousand of them in Pensacola. Let's get the official time. Mark Bureau in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time officially 3 minutes of the 8th round. The referee stops the contest. The winner by technical knockout and still undefeated, Roy Jones Jr. Jones Jr.
3 minutes on the nose of the 8th round.
No, on the nose of Glenn Tomas.
And Roy Jones goes to 19-0, and this is where he recorded his 18th knockout.
Now watch the first punch that does the damage. Roy Jones saw it. That punch did the damage. Now he just lets it all hang out. Look at all these punches. Fast, hard, crisp. The middleweights bring the speed of the lighter weights and the power of the heavyweights to this division. And there it is. Boom. The left hook from Roy Jones.
Machine Gun Jones.
Another look at that left hook. Wham! That one a little off mark. Continuing the punching, sensing that the end of the round was near, Roy Jones clocked Glenn Tomas.
Roy Jones turning it on, and we'll hear from the former Olympic star, now a pro star, when we come back. And an incredible flurry by Roy Jones to end his fight in the final seconds of the 8th round. Roy, how many punches do you think you unleashed in that flurry?
I don't know, enough to get him out of there. That's all that counts.
All right, our unofficial count had 29, and that must have been in what, a matter of 10 seconds?
Yeah, well, I kind of wanted to go ahead and go after him because I saw he was hurt. I took a couple chances I wouldn't normally take, but I wanted to get him out of there, get my knockouts going back in. I'm tired of going the distance. I only went one time, but that was enough for me. I'm ready to get him out of there when I can.
We thought somewhere midway in the fight that you were looking to get for the workout and get another 10-round fight under your belt.
I would not have mind really, but I just said, I was going to keep working on what me and Coach Murphy have been working on in the gym, and if a knockout opportunity came, jump on it, take advantage of it. That's what we've been working on more in the gym too. And I'd like to say hi to my dad. I know you wanted to be here, but I understand the situation. And I'm keeping my head strong. You keep your head strong. I know you're behind me all the way. I'm going to the top.
How much were you thinking of your father when you were in the ring tonight?
Well, I have to block it out because I have things I have to do. And before the fight, I was hoping that he would show up. Now I'm sure he's somewhere watching it because I know my father. Oh, he's here? I'm glad my father's here then. And I didn't get to see him, but I'm glad he's there. And I knew he would be here to, support me. I knew he would support me one way or the other. And it's things I have to do, but me and Coach Merck been in the gym in the business area, and that's what me and Coach Merck work, and that's our business right there. And outside the ring, I love my dad inside the ring, but I have things I have to do too.
Did it relax you more inside the ring knowing that he was not over there?
No, it doesn't really relax me more. I'm relaxed anytime I go in the ring. It's just that tonight I had a lot of excess pressure on because of all of the changes. And it's all over there. And I'm glad to get that one through. It turned out great. I'd like to thank God for that. And now I'm on my way again.
You look like you handled the pressure with no problem.
I always look like that. That's the way my dad taught me.
Yeah? How do you do that?
Well, he kept a lot of pressure on me when I was young. And I learned how to handle the pressure. And you can tell that from the Olympics in 1988.
Roy, you said that this is the last fight you want to fight against an opponent which you have everything to lose. Looking ahead now, there are several champions ahead of you. What is your fight plan? You have Reggie Johnson, the WBA, Julian Jackson of the WBC, James Toney, the IBF, and if you're scoring, even Gerald McClellan of the WBO. What is the route for Roy Jones at this point, or can you even tell us, because right now you're the manager of Roy Jones?
Well, right now, I have a lot of things I have to go back and look at. All of the champions are great champions, and I wouldn't go pick out a certain name out of that group. I would fight anybody who I got an opportunity to fight with a decent, with decent letters on the card. You know what I'm saying? They have to give me the right type of contract for the right type of money. If they want options, I want to, be paid for my options, and whatever comes up first, I would take. But right now, there's also a lot of other things that I'm thinking about looking into. So I may not move into a title shot as quick as I would like to, but I know exactly where I'm going. So
under the circumstances, it would be very difficult. Alton Murkison, who had a successful debut in your corner, but right now, as you mentioned, that's not a concrete situation. You're living in Vegas. You have a family there, but you also need a man to manage your career, to pull the strings in the position you're in. How quickly can a manager be named for Roy Jones? I would assume your phone is ringing off the hook.
A manager may be named and may not be named. That's not the point. We have a team down here that we don't have like a one person making all of the decisions. We all work together. Coach Merck came and worked together greatly in this organization, and we hope that we can continue to work with Coach Merck and the rest of the 11s and all. And we're going to keep our head on the way we're going. We're going to keep going the way we're going. However, we are open to some opportunities. If a decent managerial contract comes up, we're not, turning it down. We will look at it, and if it's good, I may take it. So.
Okay, speaking of open opportunities, let's see where this fight opened up for you in the 8th round. I wonder if you could describe the opening that led to the conclusion.
Well, I think I hit him with the right hand there. Let me see. Oh, that hook right there is what I think. Yeah, that hook hurt him real bad. I knew he was gone, and I didn't mean to unleash, but I knew that he was hurt, so I just kept throwing. And I couldn't find an opening, but I kept working because I knew as long as he tried to punch back, I would find an opening. See, I'm paying attention to what's going on, and I see him good. Here he come right here. One more time. I got him where I can see him. Boom. Missed him there. Missed him again. Boom. That was the one I was trying to catch him with all the time. And there he is.
And that was number 29.
Get up, dog. Get up.
Even though you had good control of the fight, it seemed like the last part of every round, he would try to come on and steal the round. Were you sensing that? At the end of the round, he'd try to come on and try to steal the round.
Right.
That's when you put him out.
Right.
Did you sense that?
Yeah, I knew that. Coach Merck kept telling me that he was coming to try to knock me out. And the only time he could have got to knock me out was when he kept at the end when he tried to put the pressure on. And he knew I wouldn't be willing to really gamble then, but I was, because I knew I had him where I wanted him. I took care of him.
Alton Murkison, is this a permanent situation for you, or is this on a temporary basis with Roy Jones?
I think it probably will be on a permanent basis. Myself and Roy and Lee will have to sit down and talk after I go back to Vegas, and we should know something the next week and a half. We're going to talk about some things, and we're going to try to satisfy each other.
May just be more frequent flyer miles for you, huh?
That's right.
From Vegas. Okay, congratulations to you, and we'll see you down the road. Roy Jones.